I am what you call a person who can see ghosts and spirits. Oh, that doesn't mean I can do anything. I can't communicate with them, much less get rid of them. I just know that they are there somehow, or that they are not a living person. There's nothing going on because I pretend I can't see them, and I ignore them completely. I have a hobby of observing ghosts like some people love observing others. I have several episodes of monitorings I did, so I'll tell you about one of them. Was it 3 years ago? There was a girl who joined the bar where I work. Her name was Aira. Our bar had a few employees in their 50s and 30s, and Aira was in her early 20s or so she was especially young. The regulars didn't even hide gawking at her. She had a small face, bright eyes, a slender nose, and full, luscious lips. She was petite, but had a good style and charm to her. But the very first day I met her, I was horrified. With a smile, she said, "My name is Aira. Nice to meet you, senpai." Aira-chan greeted me politely, but my eyes were glued on what was on her back. She was carrying countless malicious spirits. How many? I lost count. But I remember there were cats, dogs, snakes, and so on. I felt sick even though I hadn't had a drop of alcohol in my system yet. I didn't tell anyone that I could see them, so I just talked to her lightly and kept my distance. Let me say, Aira herself is not a bad girl, except for the fact that she is possessed by hundreds. She's a bright, energetic, normal girl. I spent a few days thinking, maybe she's cursed. What a pity. One day, I recognized one of her customers was possessed behind Aira-chan's back. What the... The words slipped out before I could swallow them. And unfortunately, Aira-chan didn't miss it. That night, she talked to me on the way home. "Good evening. Good work today. I'm sure I'm not mistaken, but you can see things, can't you? Like what normal people can't." Oh yeah. I knew it! Then you see what my shoulders carry. You've been wondering about that, right? Yeah, I'm not sure of what to do, so if you're in trouble, Aira, you can have an exorcism or... Aira-chan suddenly started laughing. With a smiling face like she always does, she looks at me and continues talking. "I tend to get lonely easily. That's why I don't do exorcisms or anything like that. Do you know? Dead spirits, at first they hold a grudge against you and haunt you for a long time, but gradually they disappear when they forget what they were holding a grudge against or when they're satisfied. But then, when that happens, they disappear. But the living spirits stay with you forever as long as you're alive." Behind the smiling Aira-chan, there were men with void expressions, customers mumbling to themselves, and animals that seemed to be entangling her. I wonder how far this child has come. The insanity of this child's smile was too much for me, and I ran home without saying a word. The next day, when I went to work, I felt awkward to see her again, but Aira-chan was not there. She suddenly quit without telling anyone why. It happens all the time, especially with young people. Phew, thank God. I thought I wouldn't have to feel sick and haunted for the time being, but was I naive? One day, when I turned around, there she was, Aira-chan. She was behind me with that smile on her face and all kinds of things attached to her. Just then, I remembered her exact words. "The living spirits stay with you forever as long as you're alive."